It's very easy to fall into the trap of thinking that to become a better cyclist, all you need to do is ride more and train harder. But this might actually be the very thing keeping you slow. Sometimes the best way to improve is to do absolutely nothing. How familiar does this sound? You train hard, you push yourself on every ride, you conquer the climbs, you battle the headwinds, and you come home and flop out on the sofa like a hero. The next day though, your legs feel like lead, and long term your speed just isn't improving. And in fact, all that happens is that you feel constantly tired. Well, it's not your training that's letting you down, it's your recovery. Today I'm going to show you why proper recovery is the real secret weapon for us cyclists over 40. I'll reveal the big mistakes that many of us are making, and I'll give you 5 very simple hacks that will keep you riding faster, stronger and pain-free. Okay, let's imagine someone. Let's call him Dave, for instance. Dave has this absolutely fantastic bike. We're talking top tier carbon frame, electronic shifting and deep section carbon rimmed wheels. The absolute bollocks. The only rub though is that Dave never cleans it and he never does any maintenance on it. Eventually, Dave's chain is going to look like something that he's dredged up from the canal. The gears are going to become clunky and the shifting is going to be skipping all over the place. And Dave's absolute dream bike is going to become a nightmare to ride. But what does Dave do? Well, he just rides it even harder, thinking that that is going to fix it. And if that sounds like some kind of joke, well, here's the punchline. This is exactly what we do to our bodies if we don't allow enough proper recovery time. When you're in your 20s, you can ride hard and recover quickly. Basically, you feel like you're invincible. But when you get over 40, unfortunately, your self-maintenance system isn't quite so snappy. Muscles take longer to recover, hormones shift, and ignoring recovery can lead to constant fatigue. The bottom line is that training doesn't make you stronger, recovery does. And if you're constantly pushing but never allowing your body time to repair, then you're not getting fitter, you're just wearing yourself out. And if this sounds like you, then something needs to change. Now, I'm sure we all know that one chap who never takes a rest day. He's always out there putting in the miles, either solo or on a group ride. He's always at the top of the Strava leaderboard, and he's always boasting about how he never needs a rest day. Well, I'm going to go out on a limb here, and at the risk of sounding very mean, I'm going to say that that chap is either secretly exhausted, or on the verge of an injury, or just plain lying, or possibly all three. And here, in my humble opinion, is where I think he's going wrong. For some cyclists, rest day is a little bit like a dirty word. But here's the thing, you actually do need to recover if you want to restore your energy levels and repair the damage that you've done to your muscles. It's a little bit like using a knife. If you keep using it without sharpening it from time to time, it's going to go dull and you'll never be able to cut anything. And it's exactly the same with your legs. A proper recovery ride should feel embarrassingly easy, like, am I actually pedaling, or being overtaken by dog walkers easy? If your so-called recovery spin ends with you sweating buckets and gasping for air, well, guess what? Congratulations, all you've done is another workout. Rest, on the other hand, is where your body does 90% of its repair work. And if you're skipping it, then all you're doing is sabotaging your progress. Even professional cyclists will take rest days and naps, and they're not just doing this for fun, they're doing it for solid physiological reasons. Recovery isn't just about what you do off the bike, it's also about what you put in your body after you've finished your ride. Your muscles need things like carbohydrates, proteins and electrolytes to be able to recover efficiently. Yet many riders over 40 these days are still relying on coffee and emotional highs for their recovery. So now we know what not to do. What are the best recovery strategies that actually work? The first thing I would suggest is following the good old 80-20 rule. So 80% of your rides should be fairly easy and the remaining 20 should be the ones where you push yourself a little bit harder. If all of your rides feel like you're racing or you're pushing yourself hard, then all you're doing is training yourself to be tired. I would also suggest doing actual recovery rides. So as I said earlier, a recovery ride is super easy. So if you want some sort of scientific number to put on it, I would say less than 60% of your heart rate. So for me personally, that's going to be doing a ride that's less than 100 beats per minute. Basically, if you feel like you can eat a sticky bun while you're cycling, then you're doing it right. Any harder than that, then you're starting to do another workout. Next, it is vitally important that you actually listen to your body. I know there's that old cliche that says pain is just weakness leaving the body. And while this may be true for the hard rides that you do, if you're doing your easier rides and you have constant niggly pain, then that's just your body's way of telling you to slow down a little bit. Basically, you're in this for the long haul and you really do need to take your rest as seriously as you take your training. And if you do, you'll be able to ride strong for many years to come. Another great strategy is to embrace the power of the power nap. And that's basically a very short, maybe 10-15 minute little nap anytime during the day. It's a great way to restore your energy levels. Again, it's something the professionals do and it really benefits them. If you can't actually fall asleep during your power nap, just laying down on the sofa and just chillaxing for 10-15 minutes, emptying your mind of thoughts can work just as well. Now this is something that I've been doing recently, and okay, this is a slightly sponsored part of the video because I use this eye massager that I've been sent from my friends over at the Bob and Brad YouTube channel. Now as you can see, this is a device that goes over your eyes and it uses a combination of a cooling gel pad that goes directly over your eyes, and then the machine itself has little airbags that inflate and deflate to massage the area around your eyes, and it seems to work very well. I find it very relaxing and it just kind of restores my energy levels if I can't actually fall asleep. The set program works for about 15 minutes and you can also have a heating element. You can get it to play music. It can connect to your phone and access your music library, or it's got inbuilt things like rain sounds and other kind of relaxing sounds like that. So it's a very good, very effective way of just having a 10-15 minute little chillax session on the sofa and just to restore your energy. And then of course there's absolutely no substitute for a proper good night's sleep. And to be able to do that, you need a fairly good pre-bedtime routine. So what I would suggest to do is half an hour before you go to bed to ban all screens. So no doom scrolling on Facebook or snooping on Strava or anything like that. And you may even want to make yourself like a warm milky drink to make you a little bit more drowsy. And then when you actually go into the bedroom, try and make it as dark as possible. And that way, hopefully you'll get your full 8 hours sleep and wake up nice and refreshed in the morning. I know it sounds super counterintuitive that if you want to become a better, stronger cyclist, yes, you do need to go out and train hard, but equally as important, you do need to rest and recover as well. We all know how good we feel after a hard training session. We have all of those endorphins and we're on a natural high, but that training session is only going to be as good as your recovery from it. So really do treat your recovery as seriously as you take your training. I believe there's always something new to learn that can make our cycling even better. And that's why I've created my own free monthly newsletter. If you'd like to sign up, I'll leave a link in the description below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.